While February is known as the month of love, it can be especially difficult for those among us who feel romantically challenged. But there is hope. You may remember the movie Hitch, starring Will Smith, as a professional matchmaker who teaches men how to woo women. Well, that character was based on real-life relationship counselor David Coleman, who joins us via satellite from Chicago. David, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me on.
Well, David, let's start with online dating. So many people are taking advantage of it these days. Do you have any tips to start with?
There are two major errors, Keith, that people make dating online. Let me quickly explain those so people can avoid them. The first one's called proximity error. When you're looking at your computer screen and that day's matches come up that might be ideal for you, you might see someone in row 1 that catches your attraction. But by the time you get to row 3 and 4 and look at all those pictures, a couple other people have supplanted them. The problem with that is, had you met that person out in society, you'd have said, my goodness, I'd love to meet you. But by the time you look at those other pictures, the proximity to other people knocked them out of the chances. That's a big mistake, and that's called proximity error. The second big mistake that people make online is called the bigger, better deal syndrome. That's where people fear moving forward with one person because of a bigger, better deal appearing on their screen the next day. You cannot live a life in fear, and you can't live a life going, what if? You've got to take your shots where they are and move forward. If that person's right, keep it going. If it's not, then look at your screen the next day and go, okay, who else should I try and date?
Okay, so you get that relationship. Now, how do you go and improve it?
I tell my clients, get more sleep, eat better, work out. If you can do these things together, that is great. If you're not dating someone, you have to ask people out. Rejection's part of life. You'll get over it. It's like a bridge. I promise you, you'll get over it. If you are dating someone, try to go out at least once every 2 weeks. Try to involve other couples when you can and keep forming relationships that add some spice and some interest and just some other elements to your own relationship.
Well, David, all of us can relate to everyday stress. In most cases, like sleep deprivation, can it create havoc in a relationship?
Absolutely. Think about this. Think of the nights where you haven't gotten enough sleep. You stayed up way too late. You watched a movie. You were on the computer. You wake up the next morning. You don't have the same type of energy. You don't have the same type of enthusiasm. You won't think of fun, cute little things to do. People have to take better care of themselves. They have to get more sleep.
David Coleman, the dating doctor, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much, Keith. I appreciate it.
All right, let's take a quick look at